Welcome to the Rabbit Hole Sports Podcast. This is part 4 of our episode on NFL Postseason Contenders, Pretenders, and Disruptors with special guest Sal Garcia. If you missed any of the previous parts and need to catch up, just check whatever platform you're listening on and it should be the 3 most recent uploads. If you want more content from us, head on over to rabbitholesports.com, check out our blog, the links to all our social medias, and subscribe to our weekly sports newsletters. It's the only way we currently make money here at Rabbit Hole Sports and Media, and any support will help us grow. We greatly appreciate it and hope you enjoy the podcast.
Thanks to everyone for joining us down the rabbit hole. I'm Trevor Hall.
And I'm Calvin Zeljak. Let's get into it.
As long as if y'all don't mind, we can just skip right to the Rams and say the exact same thing about them. No particularly good wins. Commendable job that this team is not just falling apart at the seams with the amount of just undrafted rookies and just guys who, like Kyron Williams and Puka Nacua.
That's where I think it's at least interesting because the Rams, again, defensively not great, but to me, they're almost a micro version of the Lions in a lot of ways, in that they're very multidimensional offensively. Now, Cooper Kupp's health is a big wild card as to how deep that arsenal of weapons is for the Rams. Given their seeding, they could end up being, I think they could win in the first round, but I don't see them making any sort of run. So it just depends on whether you want to label that a disruptor or a pretender, I guess.
Boys, can I ask you guys something real quick, actually? Would you say the same thing for the Seahawks? With their position they're in right now also?
The Seahawks, I like Pete Carroll, but there's just so many games where it just looks like they've never played defense before. And that just really shocks me for someone with Pete Carroll's background. But I do view them in the same sense as I do the Rams, in that, if the Seahawks are playing the Cowboys in the first round, we've seen that game. It was a pretty good game. So you never know. You're getting the team for the second time, so you're going to be able to make adjustments. Obviously, it goes the other way for them, but I would kind of loop the Rams and Seahawks together in that I don't see much ceiling for them, but given the pedigree of their coaches and at least having some at least having some high-level playmakers offensively, I think they have the ability to win a game in the playoffs, but neither of them am I looking at and going, well, hold on here. We might be missing something. So that's where I stand with them.
Yeah, I don't really care about the Seahawks. I got to be super honest. I just, it's just, there's not a lot to discuss defensively. They're a 500 team. They only have a 31% chance to make the playoffs as it is. So,
Who is they're playing right now? Are they playing the Steelers right now?
I think so.
Or it would have been done, huh? It's probably over.
Yeah, Steelers beat them.
Yeah, okay, so it'll likely be. So that opens the door for, technically, the NFC bottom level. None of these teams are really worth
talking about, really.
Yeah. But in theory, the Saints, Vikings, Packers, Bears, and Falcons are all alive. Granted, the Bears have a less than 1% chance to make it. The Packers play the Vikings tonight, actually, so that'll probably weed someone out. Although they'd be 7-9, so I guess maybe they wouldn't be totally out of it. I don't really know. But Buccaneers, Saints, Vikings, Packers, Bears, Falcons, any of those teams, whoever gets in, here's a handshake for you. I don't really know what more to say beyond that.
Yeah.
So, no, I think just for the sake of fun, if we're to pick a team out of that group that has the most legitimate shot to maybe do something, yeah, I don't even have a guess for you there. Vikings? Well, probably the Bucks, I guess. Saint, yeah. See, this is why any team in the NFC South or the team that's not gonna win the NFC North, just don't talk about them. Just avoid.
Yeah. Avoid. I don't care about any of these teams. I'm going to be so honest. I just don't. I mean, I hate to, I get that they're worth discussing maybe on like certain, maybe on NFL Network they're worth discussing, but there's so many other things. Like I would rather talk about NBA draft prospects till I'm blue in the face than even look at the Saints logo right now. I mean, I just
The Saints, leading into this is a whole other discussion, but the Saints, just from an overall roster construction, salary cap standpoint, are really brutal situation. So
they always are.
yeah, it's really crazy. But yeah, I'm good in terms of discussing teams. I don't know if anyone else has anything they want to say about anyone.
Kind of out with a whimper here with the
I know, right? We had so much
discussing.
energy, and then I was like, well, these like 6 teams I don't care about.
Yeah.
Well, because these 6 teams we were talking about are more just like, cool, you made it to the playoffs, but what are you going to do afterwards?
It's
Yeah.
more, wow, you got there because everyone else sucks. That's cool. It's like winning a contest that no one else enters. You know what I mean?
Like, well, great, but like, did you really?
Like, what'd you do? What'd
Yeah.
you do? Not much. Not much. I won 8 games in the NFC South. That wins you a division these days. Crazy. Anyone on the AFC side on the bubble that you think could be interesting? That would be Texans, Steelers, Bengals, Broncos. I mean, the
Bengals,
Texans would be a fun story, and the Bengals, I don't know what they did today, but they'd be interesting, maybe.
Bengals and Texans are really the only ones that I would even give a second thought to. Uh, you know, I mean, I would say the Texans probably don't have the talent, but I think they're a really nice story. And I really like them in the future. And the Bengals, you know, they got weapons and they got Joe Burrow, and but again, they fall into a very similar category. Other than they're basically like the Bengals are like the exciting Saints to me. They're just like,
Well,
oh,
I
that's,
mean,
that's
they
so
don't
cool.
have Joe Burrow now, though.
Well, it looks like the Bengals are actually out of the playoffs now.
Well,
They
did
just
they
got
lose
eliminated.
today?
Yeah, they're eliminated.
So there you go. Yeah.
There we go.
As well as the Broncos, they're out of the playoffs also.
Did they
Thank
lose
God.
to the Chargers?
It looks like it, and the Raiders are out of the playoffs.
Well, yeah, I knew that one was coming. We all knew that one was coming. Love Antonio Pierce. I think it'd be interesting if he gets, whole other tangent here. Would be interesting if he gets the job. I don't think it'd be a bad move at all. I just think what the Raiders are going to have to figure out is how much of this is just, you got the cancer out of the room in Josh McDaniels. I mean, players seemed like they were getting held at gunpoint at practice every day. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I mean, they won a football game and started lighting up cigars.
Dude,
Like, that's literally your job.
Antonio Pierce deserves that job. And if he doesn't get that job, that's going to be another just terrible mark on the NFL's record when it comes to hiring minority coaches. I mean,
Well, I mean,
know,
if they go hire a white guy, yeah, not if they go hire a minority.
well, yeah, I mean that's a fair point, but I'm just saying that that guy fucking deserves that job 100%. I think he does.
Yeah.
I mean, he fits that scheme so perfectly, and he brings, I feel like, a good mentality for that team regardless. Like, it doesn't matter who they bring in; they're not going to replace what he's produced for that team so far.
I'm a huge fan of Antonio Pierce. I think he's like a Dan Campbell-esque. Like he could do that for the Raiders, I think.
All right. I mean, the bigger thing for them is they're going to have to figure out their draft and development, because why is Aiden O'Connell playing quarterback?
Yeah,
That shouldn't be happening.
I'd
You know,
I'd
give me
say
a shot. I don't know. I mean, we could go down the Antonio Pierce rabbit hole if we wanted. I think he 100% deserves consideration, and I think hiring him has the potential to be a really good move. I just think there needs to be genuine due diligence done. That's all. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. I think my ideal would be, because then you have the problem of figuring out, well, who do you bring in as a head coach? You know what I mean? Like, I think if you could somehow find a way to keep him as like lead defensive assistant and associate head coach, I think that'd be really, really ideal. But again, he'll probably end up with the job just because of the Rick Bisaccia situation. They're probably not going to move off an interim that turned the team around again. And no, it'd be really exciting if he did. The Raiders would definitely have a swagger back to him. Since he took back over, their defense is actually it's a real defense. The Raiders have a real defense now.
yeah.
So exciting stuff. Anyway, now that we've talked about the Bears and Raiders on this NFL playoff podcast, shoot, I mean, do we want to do anything else? We could do random players if we want, or we can call it a day.
I think I'm ready to close it out with some random players. I feel like that's our tradition here.
Yeah, I'm down. Sal, you want to do one with us?
Yeah, let's do it.
Beautiful. We all want to pick one, and then we'll just all do one, and that'll be it.
Yeah, that sounds.
Let's fire it up. All right. If anyone has one, just shout it out. They can go. I do not have one at the moment.
I do not either. Are we doing NFL or NBA or sticking to one?
Let's stick with NFL just because that's what we talked about, and then we'll do. Or did we do? I want to say we did NBA last time, but I could be wrong about that.
I'm pretty sure we did.
We'll do some football, and then we will definitely be in the basketball mood for next time.
All right, I got mine.
All right.
This guy was the 15th overall pick in the 2009 NFL draft. He was a linebacker out of USC.
We almost looked at the same one. 2009?
Yeah.
Did he play for the Texans?
He did.
Brian Cushing.
Oh, there you go. Nailed it. No hesitation.
All right.
That guy's face was always bleeding.
Yeah, you know, if you need to know what roid rage looks like, just fire up some Brian Cushing highlights real quick.
That guy was just screaming and bloody all the time. I worry about him to this day.
All the time.
Hey, he was a great mentality, though, if you wanted to follow him as a linebacker growing up, and that's exactly what I did.
Listen, if you wanted to play football in the most like physical, like stereotypical linebacker style that you can think of, it's 100% Brian Cushing. Just downhill, flying around, hitting anything and everything. Sometimes it doesn't even look organized. Who knows if it actually was? But man, he was good because he didn't care. He didn't care. He was just gonna hit the shit out of you.
That is true.
If you like it, cool. If you don't, even better.
His sister-in-law is a woman by the name of I think it's Keela Ohai is how you pronounce her name. But it's Keela Ohai Watt, married to his former teammate JJ Watt, not TJ.
Oh.
Yeah, fun fact.
I feel like we should have known that, but I did not.
Yeah, and he married his wife Megan, who played on USC's women's soccer team.
Oh, very cool.
So yeah,
you know, not a big fight on guy, but I am a fan of love, so good for them.
Yeah, there you go. Not a big fight on. Fight on for love. That's
All right. Sal, did you want to go again? If not,
Yeah. I understand these rules again. It just took me a second.
All right, go for it.
All right. This guy went to the University of Georgia.
Ooh.
Was recognized as a unanimous All-American when he was there, and was drafted first round number 3, and I'll give you the time period, but I won't give you the exact year. In the 1990s to 95,
Is when he played in the NFL?
where he's played for Georgia. But when he played for the NFL, he was in between 93 to 2004, and he played for exactly 4 teams.
What position?
He was a running back and was named actually the comeback player of the year 1 year, and during those 4 years, and this stinks.
Georgia running backs in the 90s. That is a great category to choose.
That's a category that everybody gets wrong.
Yeah. Right, because I mean, it was like Herschel Walker and then nothing for a while. I don't know. Not that we're Georgia football historians by any means. All right, running back. What teams was he playing on in the NFL?
Well, let's see. I'll start with the team he was drafted on. He was drafted by the Arizona Cardinals in 93.
Ooh,
And then he played for the Bengals, the 49ers, and the Broncos.
Yikes. Yeah, this is a deep cut pull.
Yeah, this is
Because my
tough.
first instinct with who'd you say he got drafted by again? The Bengals?
He got drafted by the Arizona Cardinals.
Cardinals. Okay. Yeah, shoot, Cardinals running backs.
He was good in college, right? He was an All-American in college?
He was a unanimous All-American in college.
Wow. So like this guy was like big deal. Big deal.
And
dude.
if this helps you guys, he ran for more than 1,000 yards or more in his 4 different seasons with teams in the NFL.
Why can I not think of a single legitimate running back from the 1990s, like at all?
Dude, my mind is just going like my mind is literally just going like Herschel Walker, Nick Chubb, Herschel Walker, Nick Chubb. Like that, like I can't, and no Sean Marino, and none of those are even remotely close to being correct.
I mean, this is I guess I got another hit. He holds a lot of 49er rushing franchises records, like single game records.
Roger Craig?
Not Roger Craig.
Who was that?
Oh my God, Ricky Waters.
Nope, not Ricky Waters.
I don't know.
You guys give up?
What was that? Okay, was he ever a Pro Bowler?
I believe he was nominated for some years, but not all of them. Let me double check if there's an exact count. Nope, it doesn't give me an exact count of if he was a Pro Bowler or not. But I guess he had a controversy for homosexuality in 2002.
It's Garrison Hearst.
It is Garrison Hearst.
I hate myself.
I love that was the clue.
How did Calvin know about that one?
Oh, no. All right. Anyway, moving on.
Guys, I gotta be super honest, and I'm a little embarrassed. This rings exactly 0 bells for me. I do not remember Garrison Hearst at Georgia. I don't remember him on the Niners. I don't remember him on the Cardinals. I just have no recollection of this man.
Well, to be honest with you, the only reason why I know him is because he was the comeback player of the year while he was with the 49ers in 2001.
Because he missed a couple years due to injury, no?
I think it was more due to productivity when he was on the Cardinals. Because
neck thing or some shit.
No, it looks like it was possibly more productivity because his stats drastically decreased, or increased when he was in last year in Arizona, then decreased when he was in Cincinnati. Had his best years with the 49ers. Then you're talking about the injury. He didn't play 99 or 2000.
Okay, yeah.
And then he came back. Then he played 2001, and that's when he got the comeback year.
All right, beautiful.
But
all right,
how about you?
I have mine, and ironically enough, it is also a USC guy.
All right.
This man was an American football defensive tackle. Played college football at the University of Southern California. All right. And then, in a normal voice, he said, this man was drafted 7th overall in the 2008 NFL draft by the New Orleans Saints, which is the team he played for from 2008 to 2012. He was an all-rookie first team in 2008 on their Super Bowl 44 winning team in 2009. And I cannot lie. That is pretty much all that's notable about him. He spent 2013 on the Bears practice squad. So there's that. My gosh, this guy is way more random than I thought.
Basically just on the Saints.
Yeah.
He was drafted by the Saints?
Drafted by the Saints, then played 5 years for him. So essentially played out his rookie contract. And then was gone. But it was very nice in college, 2-time first team all Pac-12, 06, 07, Pac-10 defensive, or Pac-10, Pac-10 defensive player of the year, 2007, 2 times Morris Trophy winner, given annually to the best offensive and defensive linemen in the conference.
What year did he get drafted?
2008.
I think I know who you're talking about. I'm just having a blank on the first name. Is it Cedric Ellis?
It is Cedric Ellis.
Cedric Ellis. Oh.
He also got All-American, I think, honors unanimously.
Yeah, in 07.
Interesting. Cedric Ellis.
I thought he was going to be nice. Thought the Saints were going to have a dynasty back then. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Rip.
He was a good ball player, though.
Well, you see, that's where they're... No, just kidding. Very good football player. Especially in college, but a little shorter of an NFL career, for sure.
Guy can bench press over 500 pounds. Holy shit.
Yes, he could.
My
Crazy.
God.
Could see him and Larry Allen in a liftoff. That'd be pretty gnarly.
Oh, Larry Allen. One of the only Cowboys I truly love.
Yeah,
from the Sonoma State University.
Yeah. We share an alumnus. What I don't know what the term is.
Oh,
yeah,
I get you.
Of all the schools to produce the greatest lineman in NFL history, it's that place. But hey, even a blind squirrel finds a nut.
That's true.
No, just kidding. That wouldn't even describe Sonoma State. Sonoma State producing an NFL Hall of Famer is probably one of the most random and inexplainable things to happen in human history.
Very strange.
Very strange.
It'd basically be like if Loyola Marymount had an NFL Hall of Famer. Like, it's the same amount of just like, what?
Huh? It's like when I found out Akeem Hicks played at everyone. If you laugh, that's fine. I'm not mispronouncing this. He played at Regina. That was his college. It was a Canadian college. They played Canadian rules football.
That's crazy. What?
Just sensational.
What? Oh. Wow. Dude, this is a super interesting story. Akeem Hicks. Yeah, because he was a top-rated JC player, and he signed to play for LSU, but then recruiting violations, and then he worked at a call center, and then and then he couldn't transfer to anywhere else in American football.
Yeah, I'm reading it now. I did not know all of this, but I definitely remember the college name. He was born in Elk Grove. No kidding. Yeah, I went to Sacramento City College.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know he was from there. What a beast. One of the starters on that 2018 Bears defense that I could, talk all about. But anyway.
Hicks was good. He was really good. He had a couple of really nice seasons with the Bears.
Him and Eddie Goldman, man, that was
a scary front.
Right. That was such a nice interior. Bilal Nichols was the other one. I mean, Bilal Nichols is Bilal Nichols. He's all right. And then you got Khalil Mack and Leonard Floyd, absolute beasts. Rookie Roquan Smith. I mean, come on. Danny Trevathan? What are we talking about? Kyle Fuller when he was still good? Wow. Prince Amukamara? That's kind of random. I don't know what he was doing there, but he made his way onto the team. And then Adrian Amos and Eddie Jackson, man, that was probably the best safety combo in the league. Yeah, I found a way to work it in, everyone. Now you all know. All right.
Thank you. Thank you for working it in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Eddie Jackson put up Ed Reed-like numbers in 2018. All right. Not saying he was Ed Reed, but you go look at his stats from that year. Eddie Jackson was insane.
Is Eddie Jackson your favorite defensive back of all time?
I wanted him to be, because that season I was like, wow, Eddie Jackson is so good. And then I would use him in Madden all the time, and I got like 26 picks or something in one season. I was like, this is gross. So I do love Eddie Jackson, but I don't know. My big fascination now is Paulson Adebo. I'm a big Paulson Adebo guy.
Paulson's good.
Right? And I guess Jalen Johnson, who I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe like some Devin Witherspoon too. But anyway, we'll talk DBs another time. I think we're ready to wrap it up. Is that good with everybody?
Yeah, I think so. This was a phenomenal, Sal. Thank you so much. Great to meet you. Great to have our first guest on Rabbit Hole Sports. Looking forward to 2024 with the boys. Very exciting.
Very excited. We got a lot of great stuff coming. Again, big thanks to Sal. Sal, you got anything you want to say before we head out here?
I just want to say thank you guys for having me. It's awesome. I'll hopefully be back here again, but let's have a great 24-4 for you guys. So let's do it.
Absolutely, man. We hope to have you back very soon. Maybe we'll get into some Padres discussion next time we got you on, or some basketball. Maybe we'll talk some Warriors with you. Definitely, different time for the Warriors now. It looks like, but we'll see. We'll let it play out. We'll let that rabbit hole open itself up another day. But that's going to do it for us on this episode, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Rabbit Hole Sports Podcast. If you're not subscribed or followed or whatever term they're using on Spotify nowadays, if you're not that on our podcast, yeah, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Shoot us a like. Give us a follow on Instagram at Rabbit Hole Sports. We got a link up there to all our other social medias. Check those out. RabbitHoleSports.com is an actual real website now that functions and makes sense and does what it says it will do. And the other big exciting thing is yes, Trevor's excited. We're going to start getting down into it, man. We've been grinding on getting this right for a long time. And who knew that what it took was some time?
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy.
It's almost like you need free time to do things and offensive weapons to win football games. It's like,
right? It's crazy how sometimes life just explains itself, right? Yeah. Last big thing, everyone. We now have our Rabbit Hole Sports newsletters available. If you go to our website, we have a link right on the homepage. It'll take you to our website subscription page. You just need to hit enter Rabbit Hole once you get to that link. Plenty of options to choose from. We're going to send out a quick content update every Monday. That's just a list of our content. That's free. If you're not in a position to spend any money, no worries. We appreciate the support. That's something free that you can do. If you are willing to help us out, help us grow, we have a simple sports newsletter that's going to be for anybody that is kind of a beginner fan, or if you're not even into sports, just people you're friends with are into sports and you just kind of want to know the things you need to know to keep up in conversation. That's the thing for you, just $1 a month, or you can get it discounted, pay $10 for the whole year. And then we have a baseball, football, and basketball one. You can pair any of those two sports ones together, get them individually, get all three, or you can do the full rabbit hole and get all four. So if you get over there and want any information from us regarding upcoming content, you like how we talk sports and you want that sent right to your inbox, that's the place to get it. We appreciate any support we can get. So one last time, I'm Calvin Zeljak. I'm with Trevor Hall. Sal, good night, gentlemen. Have a great New Year's, and we will reconvene in 2024.
I'm Trevor Hall.
And I'm Calvin Zeljak. Thanks for joining us.
Down the rabbit hole.